Okay, hi guys. Mama Me here. Good morning, good morning. Today I am making a lentil loaf. We're gonna get some things ready here, bake it up in the oven, and then I'll show you how it turns out. So we're going to start with 2 cups of washed lentil. You know, when you get your lentils, make sure you wash it. Make sure you go through it to make sure there's no rocks, no little stones, no twigs, anything like that. Okay, so I have 2 cups of lentil, and I'm going to add 4 cups of water. So it's 1 cup of lentil, 2 cups of water. All right.
I want to thank James Rosen, your correspondent, for bringing this to my attention. Because if you hadn't,
I have this measured out to 4 cups.
So first of all,
all right, now I'm going to let that come to a boil. While I let that come to a boil, I'm going to get a couple other things ready here. I'm going to fry up some carrots, celery, and onion, which is your trinity, like I told you guys before in another video. This is considered a trinity. All right, I'm going to put a little water so I can saute it.
So it really comes to play in the fact that because they are on the defensive, because they're off message, quite frankly, it plays into the narrative of the corruption, of the media manipulation.
All right, I think I'll start with my carrots. And you're going to just dice them up nicely.
There's nothing more we can do, or is it time for other media organizations, Washington Post, those kind of people, to start demanding answers?
All right. You know, people think you got to cut up, you know, these things, the celery, the onions, the carrots, that it's a big ordeal. It's not. It takes minutes. That's all it takes. Just be careful while you're cutting that you don't cut your hand, which of course I have done before. It's all in the knife when you cut. Alright, so I'm gonna actually just dice this up a little because it's gonna cook down, so I don't want it to be totally dissolved. Alright, I'll let you see this when I'm done. Okay, so now it's into smaller pieces.
Last time I checked, this Iranian issue is a global issue, and the mere fact that they lied to the American people, that this administration has decided to say we weren't having these secret negotiations or secret diplomacy with Iran is unfair.
Okay. Next I'll go with the onion. And it's about, this is a large onion, so I have maybe a quarter of an onion, but I might go for a little bit more.
Those records sitting around, we'll see. Juan, Mercedes, have a great weekend. Thanks, guys. Take care, everyone.
So we have breaking news on a dangerous person.
All right, and just slice it any old which way you'd like, just to get it done. I mean, there is ways to do your onion, but I don't know. I just do it and get it done. Professional, I am not. Just a mama cook. That's all I am. Cook for the family. Been doing it for a few years, quite a few years. And just as long as my family enjoys it, that's what counts. A little hard to get them to eat vegan though. You know, maybe someday. I keep introducing it. The one we do have eating vegan is Baby Veganino. See, I teach them from a very young age. And he eats everything there is. Any kind of vegetable, anything I make. He is more than game to eat. Now the other kids turn up their nose. They don't want any parts of it. But the little baby, he's good with it. Alright, so I'm going to do some celery. Alright.
Introducing Turbo 10. Lose up to 10 pounds in your first month plus 5 inches overall.
Not doing anything special here. Once your beans come to a boil, I don't put any salt in them. I don't do anything in the beginning. Alright. But believe me, when they're almost done, I do season them quite well. I don't like anything that's not seasoned. I think that's the whole part of vegan cooking too. You gotta make sure you season. That's what I was just telling somebody yesterday. You know, they eat a diet. They have a certain diet that they eat, and they pretty much count their calories. And I was saying, you know, you go vegan and it's like you don't count calories. And they have like cheat days and different things like that. And I said, I don't have to have a cheat day. There's nothing that I can't have being a vegan. I make my own chocolate. I make my butter. I make my own bread. I make my cinnamon buns. Anything I want. So why would I have to have a cheat day? We even have nice cream that we can eat. We have what else? I'm doing a mushroom right now. There's the So Delicious ice cream. There's the Ben & Jerry's ice cream. And it's like the nut ice cream or the coconut ice cream made from coconut cream or the nut cream. And so what are we missing out on? I don't think we're missing out on anything. It just takes a little bit of preparation. You got to put a little bit of time aside to give yourself to cook your meals. And most of the time when you make your meals, you don't have to cook every single day. You're going to have leftovers. You know, maybe you'll cook for 3 days at a time. You just can't get tired of the leftover. And you can always change your leftovers around and make it into something else. You know, so jump in there, give it a try, cook yourself up a vegan meal and see how it turns out. All right, I got to get a piece of garlic.
Actually talking about the problem, the possibility that a porous U.S.-Mexico border could mean that terrorists could come to the United States through there. Terrorists who would never just fly into JFK or something can actually get over the Mexican border. Now, this has really changed.
Yeah, right.
If you think back a few years to the debate over the gang.
So, I like garlic. You don't have to use this much garlic. For me, this is good. Like I said, I like my food spicy. I like, you know, I like a lot of taste in my food. So I make sure, I'm going to add the mushrooms. Really shouldn't add it till near the ends, but that's okay. It's okay with me. And I also always add vegetable stock. I always put a vegetable stock when I'm sauteing my vegetables to give it a little bit more taste. So I'm going to cut up a little garlic, throw that in there.
Many others might not have been caught. But then what we do know is that
all right.
people crossing the border are given a piece
tonight with my lentil loaf, I'll make, I don't know, either a salad. I'll show you guys later, but I'll either make myself a salad. Maybe I'll make a baked potato on the side. You know, eat just like everybody else does. I'm going to substitute the lentil loaf as my meat. So it's going to be like a meatloaf. That's one thing about lentils. You can substitute lentils for meat, and it works out quite well.
These watch lists don't line up. I mean, why is it that all of these years after 9/11, there is still no ability on the part of
so for me, I'm going to use 4 cloves.
And know whether or not he's on the FBI list.
That is a great question. Goes all the way back to the September.
And just cut this up, dice it to whatever kind of chops you like. I chop mine a little bit on the smaller side. Boom, boom, boom. I slice it down the middle like 4 or 5 times. Chop it up a little. All right. And then dice, dice, dice. And dice, 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 dice. Get this all chopped up nice. Get it off the knife because these ones up there are hiding so they don't have to get chopped. But you want to clean off your knife and make sure you get them off. Bam, done.
First you have to find out exactly who the person is.
Okay, see how easy peasy? I mean, crazy.
In Europe as well, is basically European officials have depended on migrants to identify.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now, done with that, done chopping, I'm going to add some of my broth and let it saute. For my mushroom, some people don't wash theirs. They say it makes it soggy. I don't like to not wash mine. I have to make sure I get off every piece of dirt. I don't like to leave any dirt on my mushroom. So, I mean, most of the time all you have to do is take like a wet paper towel and just wipe it down. But for me, I wash it quickly. I just found an extra piece of garlic, so I'm putting it in. For me, I wipe it or put it under the water real quick, and then make sure I take the water off immediately, and then it's fine for me. That's the way I like it. I'm going to stir this up.
Making Donald Trump our commander-in-chief would be a historic mistake.
That speech could be the most
nice, right?
to date on Donald Trump, and he didn't hesitate, as you might imagine, to fight right back. And it's only
We're gonna let this cook down just a little bit, and I'll be back in just a few minutes. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, we're back again, and I'm gonna show you how to add the spices. It's done. And there's my beans, pretty well done. This took less than, I think, 20 minutes or so. Okay, so I never normally measure, but I'm going to measure for you guys. Alright, alright. Now I'm going to put
hours in that raging water with no life jacket.
About 1 teaspoon in with the beans of onion powder. Bam. Then I'm going to go ahead and put cumin. And the cumin, I'm going to put probably like a half a teaspoon. Okay? And then I like to put Italian seasoning. Your Italian seasoning has, it has, let me read it. Basil, thyme, oregano, rosemary, garlic, crushed red peppers, and different kinds of spices. So it has all the spices that you would use like in a spaghetti sauce. And I cook with it quite a bit. I use it in a lot of things. So making this lentil loaf, I put almost the same ingredients in it except for the cumin that I would in a regular meatloaf. So I did put already a little bit of red crushed peppers, probably like a 1/4 teaspoon, into my frying pan, and I let it saute a second to bring out the flavors. I'm putting 1 teaspoon of garlic powder in, and then I am using some chipotle seasoning, and this is just going to make it spicy. Use it or don't use it, kind of your choice. You like spice, put it in. You don't, and I'll use half a teaspoon. All right, so now we let this cool down, and when I'm ready to put it all together again, I'll come back and show you. Okay. Oh yeah, the beans are already starting to mash. I don't know if you can see this, but they're definitely ready to go. Okay, so I'll let that cool down just a little bit before I mix it all up. All right, I shall be back. Okay guys, we are back. The lentils are done. The vegetables are all done. I just added everything together. Now what I'm going to do is I have some thyme, and with the thyme I just rub it in my hands and I wake it up a little bit. That's what I call it. So, and I only have a pinch, just a pinch of it. I think I'm going to put a pinch more. You don't want to overdo it. So I did like 2 pinches like that, which I guess would be 1/8 of a teaspoon. Okay, then I have some coconut oil I'm going to put in this pan, because this is the pan, that was the same one I fried in, but I washed it out, and I'm going to grease it with the coconut oil, and that's what I'm going to use to put in the oven. Okay, so now I'm putting some mustard in with sriracha in it. So I guess this is going to be pretty spicy. You can use regular mustard. Then I'm going to use organic tomato ketchup. I'm just moistening it up. Some apple cider. Apple cider always goes good with lentils. So I'm going to do like 2 capfuls, which is probably a teaspoon. Have a little soy sauce, which is the tamari. A couple little drops, maybe a half a teaspoon. Set that aside. And And then I'm going to put some walnuts in. That kind of just gives it a little bit of a crunch.
89%.
And I'm going to take mine, and I'm using like a half of a cup. Yep, a half of a cup. So what I'll do here is I have my little tiny rolling pin. And I'm going to roll and break them up a little bit. I'm not gonna fold it over, it's gonna be too much of a pain. So all you have to do to break them up is just press down and they break right up, no problem. You could put them in your magic bullet and blitz them, or your food processor, whatever's easiest for you. But I didn't feel like dirtying anything. So I'm doing it this way. It's easy peasy. Roll. This will also give this a little bit. Sometimes lentils can be a little dry, so the oils from the nuts will also come out into the lentils and give it a little bit more flavor. It won't be so dry. But I don't want it to be dry. I want it to be moist, flavorful. So we will see. I'll be able to tell by the time I'm done mixing this up if I need to add anything else. And you'll have to taste for salt. You know, the tamari has salt in it. It's got quite a bit of sodium, so you might not have to add anything. I'm going to put a little bit more ketchup.
That's why we're working hard to improve our customer service. The whole culture of the company shifting towards customer service. Now with the My Account app, you can chat with an expert on Twitter, or schedule time for us to call you right from our app.
Look good. Looks real good.
We're doing everything we can to give you the best experience possible. I'm Kieran from Comcast. We should fit to your life, not the other way around.
So I have onion, I have carrot, I have celery, I have garlic, I have mushrooms, I have the lentils. So this should be very tasty. Just make sure you mix it well. This looks like I've made enough for an army. But we'll eat it. And if I don't eat all of it, what I do is I just put it in the freezer and I have it another time. I'll make sandwiches out of this. I'll do all kinds of things with this. Just like a meatloaf. I'm going to give it a taste. See what it needs.
Getting ready to enter the drone zone. One of the biggest retailers in the world, the largest as a matter of fact, is working with the FAA and NASA to develop drones for distribution centers. The drones will be
It's delicious. It really, truly is.
Hoping it can speed up the process of inventory checks from a month down to a single day. Eric Schiffer is CEO of KPR Equity, joins us now. Thanks for being here, sir. Absolutely. This can actually work.
All right.
Yeah, it actually will. I mean, it's fascinating. These drones will be able to, like you said, take inventory really do what a worker could do in a month, they could do it in a day. And so,
come on.
the thing as well is that Amazon now.
No, you couldn't just come out. I have to work again and get you out. Nothing's easy. Thought it would just flop out, but no, no such luck. And that's why you have to grease your pan so it'll come out when it's done.
You'll order and you actually have a drone show up on your doorstep with the package.
So, in so many ways, this changes everything, you might say, not only in terms of how we do business, but who does the business.
This is going to be so good. The taste of it, when I just tasted it, it was like excellent. Excellent, excellent. I'm not kidding. Really, really good.
Well, they're saying that they will find other areas for the different workers.
The spices taste it just right on. Doesn't need any salt.
Experience to consumers will be a good one. And so there's this balance.
See, looks like a meatloaf.
Technology is going to continue to impact.
Can you see it?
Robots are coming for people's jobs, and businesses either get on the bandwagon or potentially they go out of business. And Walmart wants to be competitive. They want
Look here, guys. This looks so good. Meatloaf, right? When it's almost done, I'll take some more ketchup and put it on top of it and let it brown just like you would a meatloaf. And I can't wait for it. All right, I'm going to pop it in and then I shall return. And I put it in the oven on a 350 temperature, and I'm going to let it cook for about an hour. Okay, but I'll let you know for sure. Okay, guys, here we go, and dinner is done. This is the lentil loaf. Now, if you have like a cake pan, not a cake pan, but a bread pan or something like that, you could roast it in that. I chose this. My pans that I have are a little too small, so I just made this into a round loaf. Okay. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with my dinner. Make myself something up here. I put this down. Gonna cut up some tomatoes. And actually, I think what I'll do, because as you can see, I already cut this because I had it for lunch. What I did was I cut a piece of this while it was still hot, and I'm going to put it in the microwave a second. Ouch. But I had my Ezekiel bread, toasted it up, put some hot mustard, this here, put the hot mustard on it, and ate it like that, and it was delicious. It was really, really good. I enjoyed it. So now I'll have it for supper. And I made myself some baked beans, and I'm going to have the tomatoes, and I'll have the lentils. And what I'll do is I'll take I have my lettuce all cleaned up and ready to eat. So I'll take the lettuce, and I'll take a leaf of the lettuce, and I'll put a piece of the lentil loaf, tomato, and my baked beans. And then I'll have my dinner.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of My Pillow.
I'll roll it up and eat it that way, because that sounds good to me tonight.
10 years ago,
All right.
it took me 2 years to do.
Why not? I'll put them all in there, and I'll eat whatever I eat. It's only beans. I feel hungry tonight. Not really, but.
Back my pillow with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Not only that, I do all my own manufacturing.
There you go. Cut this into some little slices. There you have it. That looks really, really good to me. I had taken and when it was almost done, I took ketchup and mustard and I mixed it all up together and rubbed it all over the top of it and let it roast up like that a little bit. That's always really good on top. And then I'll take some of my mustard. All right. I'm also going to put, if you follow my videos, you'll know I put onion powder and garlic powder on everything. I'm also going to put some cilantro, not cilantro, some chipotle. Some chipotle powder. I think. No, I'm going to use cilantro.
Don't let dust and allergies get between.
It sounds even better. Make it nice, hot, and spicy. Boom.
Overproducing 6 key inflammatory substances that cause our symptoms. Most allergy pills only control one substance. Flonase controls 6.
There we go.
Flonase outperforms the #1 non-drowsy allergy pill. So you can seize those moments wherever you find them.
Take a piece like this.
6 is greater than 1 changes everything.
Get myself a fork. Just take a piece like this. Alright. And I'll put some beans. This is great. Very nice. Couple pieces of tomato. And there you have it. I bet you this is really, really good. All right. Give it a bite. Let me fix the camera a minute. I'm going to give this a bite.
In 6 years, our businesses have created more than 14 million new jobs. That's the longest stretch of consecutive private sector.
It's sloppy, of course, but
we've seen the first sustained manufacturing growth since
sometimes that's a good thing.
We cut unemployment in half. But new numbers out today for the month of May say the economy created the fewest number of jobs in more than 5 years. Just 38,000 jobs were added last month. Economists anticipated more than
Very tasty.
that number.
Very pleasing to the palate. All right. Talk to you guys later. All my love going out to you. Subscribe, comment, and favorite.
I feel like Juan's going to mention that the unemployment number